Yo, what's up, YouTube? What up, friends and fam? It's your boy. I got a request to make a video about money and what I do with it, how I get it, how we invest it, how we spend it, how we save it. We like to look at it as like a percentage side of things. So you make a certain amount of money, and then say 10% goes to charity. 30% goes to your checking account, which is also your spending account. Then you have a certain amount that goes to savings, and a certain amount that goes to food and groceries, for example. You always want these percentages lined up so you don't even have to think about it. So ideally, the less amount of work you can do. If you have a bank teller that you can work with to say, hey, this percentage is going to go to my savings, this percentage is going to go to my checkings, this percentage is going to go to my mortgage. That way you don't even have to spend time doing that or think about it, because like once you get that paycheck or get that large sum of money from a customer, sometimes the last thing you want to do is do all these percentages. Sometimes the first thing you want to do is just go on vacation somewhere or go to the bar if you drink and spend a bunch of money on some hookers and some blow. So that being said, going forward, I am making these videos without swearing, at least trying to. That last comment was kind of, not kid appropriate. I want to make these videos kid appropriate so kids can learn from my channel too, so our parents can show their kids this channel. That's my goal, man. That's my goal. And as far as spending money, let's go over spending money, what I'm going to be spending money on this week. So yesterday I went on a date with a girl from a dating app. I spent $50. I haven't spent money like that on like pleasure in a long time. I beat myself up about that stuff, man. I really do. I try not to do that stuff because I'm so focused on this business that I'd rather save. I'd rather spend that $50 on the business than spending it on with a friend. But whatever, it's cool. She's a cool girl. We're friends now, and it's all worth it. You know what I mean? That once in a while, once a week or once every 2 weeks, $50 on pleasure, that's fine. But ideally, you want to be spending in your business or investing in yourself, mainly investing in yourself. You cannot be afraid to invest in yourself. So that being said, this week, for example, I'm buying a desk from Amazon, like a $60 desk, because it makes me think better and concentrate better when I have a desk to work from, rather than like in the kitchen table at my parents' house, because I'm living with my parents right now. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of privacy. So that back room that I have, put a desk in there. So, that's like my space where I can go to the desk, I can write, I can read, I can get on the computer and post advertisements. That's another thing I spend money on, is advertisement. Mainly, believe it or not, most of my ads have been working off Craigslist. Craigslist really has been doing really good. As far as getting leads, I just posted an ad. I posted like 3 or 4 ads on Craigslist, and then I've gotten some leads off that, and it's led to more leads, and then I also got like a 15 house account off Craigslist from me responding to a gig. So don't sleep on those gigs either on Craigslist if you're starting your own business, because for small guys like us, or everybody, you never know what these people are posting for. People use Craigslist for different things. So I'm getting a desk. I'm spending money on a desk. I'm also spending money on a book this week, because it's a book I really want to read. And then in the future, we're going to be spending money on trailer, truck, tools. I already have my truck, but my partner's going to be getting a truck. We're both going to be getting a trailer. Any tools that pop up, painting, landscaping, anything to make us profitable, we'll spend money on. Regardless if it's $5,000 or $10,000. One of our main expenses this summer is going to be a bobcat, because we're going to be doing pools. And part of the thing about doing pools is you have to level out a ground to place the pool on top of for above ground pools. So every time a bobcat comes, you have to pay him at least $1,000 to come out there and level your ground for you. So right there, the bobcat will pay itself within 20-30 pools, depending on how much we spend on a bobcat. A brand new bobcat is anywhere from like 20 to 70,000. So we'll probably go mid-range, or it really depends. It really depends what Matt wants to do on that, because it's kind of his call. Obviously I'll have a say in it, but we're looking to go new because we're going to be using that every day. We don't want somebody that used it beat the shit out of it. Excuse my language. I'm going to stop that. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't want like other companies that have used it and then they just have employees that use their stuff. It's not like they own this stuff, so they don't really care about it. Versus like me in this truck, I own this truck. So I care about it. I'm not going to treat it like badly. I'm going to drive it nicely, take care of it, put the fluids in, change the oil, versus somebody that works for a company and they're not necessarily going to do all that, for a lot of different companies. Another thing I did recently, yesterday, is I canceled my old bank account because my old bank account had a bunch of bills coming out of it, from Apple Pay to subscriptions for this and that I don't even use. And I was going to go through them all and be like, boom, boom, let me call, but that's going to take hours to cancel that stuff. I'm pretty sure like all those companies that have subscriptions like that, like Audible, for example, the book subscription, they make it difficult to cancel, to the point where it's just like, oh, it's only $10 a month. You know what I mean? But no, that $10 adds up, and you might as well just cancel your bank account, open up a new one. That's what I did. I have I'm a TD. I went in there yesterday. I canceled my bank account. I created a new one. So, you know what I mean? There's no love lost. I just explained to TD what's going on. And then, it's just like all that nonsense, man, of paying these bills that you're not really getting anything from. So going forward, don't sign up for anything like that. Just don't do it. Whether it sounds like a good idea or not, but if it feels fishy in your stomach, go with your stomach, go with your head. You're a smart person. You know that you're probably not going to be using Audible all the time. Unless you use Audible all the time, get it. But I just like reading normal books, and I don't like audiobooks. So I don't know why I signed up for Audible. It was just one of those things. I was like, it's only $10 a month. But those $10 a month, once you do that to 3 or 4 or 5 subscriptions, that's $50 a month. And then all of a sudden, you're not even using the stuff. And then it's coming out of your bank account anyway. So if you have that problem, just cancel your bank account and open up a new bank account. No, it's not against the law. It's not against anything. And all those people that are trying to get your money, they won't be able to get it anymore. Pretty sure, I don't think it affects your credit at all. It might, but I don't think it does. And if they come after you with a phone call, be like, hey, I didn't want that anyway, so I just switched my bank account. Like, you know what I mean? What are they going to do? Yep. Another thing is I spent a lot of money on my fitness. I have 2 gym memberships, and one of them is $20 a month. The other one's $40 a month. So those are 2. So I'm going to have to switch all my automatic payments. Like, those are fine. Those things are fine because it's health and fitness. It's investing in myself. I believe you cannot spend enough money on investing in yourself. You just can't. If it's making you better, it's making you more valuable, then why would you stop doing that? You're betting on yourself, like that's a good bet in my opinion. If you can't bet on yourself, you got to reevaluate yourself. Another 2 things I'm going to be getting is a camera, I think it's a Sony SV1 camera, and it's good for vlogging, good for doing stuff like this, but also good for like making mini documentaries and stuff. Then I'm going to get the MacBook and get a editing software so I can finally do it. You know what I mean? When I bought my laptop last time, I was going through like kind of like a depression of being a garbage man, and I didn't know what to do with my life. So I went half-ass on the laptop because I didn't know when I was, in my thinking, I was thinking limited thinking. I was thinking like savings thinking, I was thinking like holding on to my money, that type of thinking. But now I'm thinking for the long term, I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to be able to make some awesome content if I have the Sony SV1 with the MacBook with this special editing software. All that stuff. It's good stuff, man. Like, I want to learn that stuff. I would love to do that stuff as like a side gig or another stream of income. Not a side gig. Everything's a stream of income. Like this construction company is stream of income. My personal training is a stream of income. This YouTube, it's a stream of income. It will be. So anything to make all this better and all this work together to make you happier, that's what you're going after. You want to go after what makes you money and it makes you happy too at the same time. And multiple sources of income, man. because then if one fails, you always have all these other sources of income. So your eggs are never in one basket. I firmly believe that. Even if you're working a 9 to 5, have multiple streams of income to the point where you could quit that 9 to 5 at any time because you don't need it, because you have multiple sources of income. That's like, it's a no-brainer, man. Have multiple sources of income. You'll never be super anxious about one thing, you know? And then I had a question about what I invest in. So right now in the stocks, I have like a little bit of money in the stocks, like $300. But after summertime, after I have a large sum of money saved up, I will be investing for long-term investments. That way you make money long-term. Right now, I don't have enough money to invest. I straight up don't. You want to have like 6 months saved for, your rent, your utilities, your bills, all that, so you're confident. Then you want to have another 6 months saved, and that's when you take those 6 months and invest those 6 months. Because that 6 months, that investment money is money that you don't necessarily need, and you're not going to freak out if the market dips one day, because you already have 6 months saved up. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to let that money sit in there, man, or else you're not going to make as much money as you would as if you were just day trading and it was like your savings that you were day. You never trade your savings. You can, but it's super stressful and it's not going to work as good. It just isn't, because you don't have the comfort of being like, oh, I have 6 months, you know what I mean? So we can let that sit there. If you're using your savings account, you can't let that sit there. You have to always grab it out whenever it dips a little bit. And that's the market. It dips and it goes up. It dips and it goes up and dips and it goes up. So have extra money you can invest. When it goes down, you're not going to freak out and you're going to be like, oh yeah, this is the market. It does go down, then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up, then eventually over 5 years, it's going to be way up. You know what I mean? So just take time with everything. If you have any questions, please comment. I did a pretty good job with the swears. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Any more questions about video topics, please comment down below. This came from a suggestion. Your suggestions keep me going, so I appreciate you, the gentleman that made that comment, and love y'all. Peace.